Welcome back to Empowerment in Illness. I'm Gwen, your host. This month, we've been spending time with lupus in a way that goes deeper than the surface. We've talked about making lupus visible. We've talked about the energy math of lupus. We've talked to the people who have been living with lupus for years, the lifers, the ones who know this illness not as a topic, but as a daily reality. And now, as Lupus Awareness Month begins to come to a close, I want to talk about what happens after the post slows down, after the purple ribbons are put away, after the slogans stop filling our feeds, after the awareness graphics are no longer being shared as often, because the month may end, but lupus does not. For many people living with lupus, Awareness Month can bring mixed feelings. There can be gratitude that people are paying attention. There can be comfort in seeing lupus named out loud. There can be hope that someone might learn something new, believe someone sooner, or take symptoms more seriously. But there can also be a quiet ache underneath all of that, because awareness can feel powerful in May, but people with lupus still need support in June. They still need understanding in July. They still need flexibility, belief, patience, and care in every season when their body flares, slows down, surprises them, or asks them to adjust again. So today, we're closing Lupus Awareness Month with a reminder. Don't forget us when the Awareness Month ends. Don't let lupus become important only when there's a campaign attached to it. Don't let people become visible only when their illness fits into a ribbon, a hashtag, or a slogan. This episode is for the ones who have smiled at the awareness posts while thinking, I hope they remember this when I cancel plans. It's for the ones who have shared their story and wonder if anyone would still check in next month. It's for the ones who know that awareness matters, but support is what helps people live. Let's get into it. Awareness Month can make lupus feel loud in public. The color purple shows up. Organization shares facts. People post statistics. Friends may reshare a graphic. Someone may say, I didn't know lupus could do all of that. And for a moment, it can feel like the world is finally looking in the direction of something you've been carrying for a long time. That visibility can matter. It can make someone feel less alone. It can help people find language for symptoms they've been trying to explain. It can encourage someone to learn more, schedule an appointment, ask better questions, or listen more closely to someone they love. Awareness has value. But there's another side that people don't always talk about. Awareness can be loud while your real life still feels lonely. A post can get shared while you're sitting at home managing pain. A ribbon can be worn while you're trying to decide if your fatigue is bad enough to cancel plans. A slogan can say, fight lupus, while you're too exhausted to fight anything today except the urge to shut down. That contrast can feel strange. Publicly, there may be more attention. Privately, you may still be facing the same symptoms, the same appointments, the same uncertainty, and the same people who don't fully understand how much this illness asks from you. Awareness can shine a light, but light alone does not carry groceries, sit with you at an appointment, but leave you during a flare, or help you rest without guilt. This is why the end of Awareness Month can feel tender. It can feel like the world is moving on from a conversation that your body is still living. People may stop posting about lupus, but you don't stop waking up with it. You don't stop planning around it. You don't stop wondering what your body will allow today. For someone with lupus, the question becomes, did awareness change anything? Did it make people listen differently? Did it make family more patient? Did it make coworkers more flexible? Did it make friends check in with more care? Did it help someone understand that invisible symptoms still deserve visible support? Awareness is not supposed to be a performance. It's supposed to be a doorway. It should open into better conversations, better support, and better understanding. If it ends at a post, it may feel good for the person sharing it, but it may not change much for the person living the illness. So as we close this month, we need to ask for more than attention. We need awareness that becomes action. We need action that becomes consistency. We need consistency that becomes care people can actually feel in their everyday lives. Slogans can help people remember a message, but they can also flatten a life. Lupus Warrior may feel powerful to one person and exhausting to another. Fight Lupus may feel motivating on one day and heavy on a day when someone is tired of fighting. Make Lupus visible may speak to the need for recognition, but it still doesn't capture the whole life of someone living with this illness. People with lupus are more than strong. They are more than brave. They are more than inspirational stories. They are people with full lives, complicated emotions, private fears, responsibilities, relationships, humor, anger, faith, frustrations, dream, and days when they don't want to turn their pain into a lesson for anyone. That matters because sometimes awareness campaigns can make illness sound too neat. A person is diagnosed. They fight. They stay positive. They raise awareness. They inspire others. But real life is not that tidy. Real life includes the day you don't feel positive, the day you're angry at your body, the day you forget what you wanted to say because brain fog stepped in, the day you stared at a bill, a lab result, a prescription, or a calendar and feel tired before the day even begins. Being more than a slogan means there has to be room for the truth. A person with lupus may be grateful and grieving, hopeful and scared, strong and needing help, experienced and still overwhelmed, faithful and frustrated. All of that can exist together. None of it cancels out the other. It also means people should not demand a polished illness story. Not everyone wants to be called a warrior. Not everyone wants to be praised for being strong. Some people want someone to say, "That sounds exhausting." Some want help with dinner. Some want a ride. Some want space. Some want someone to sit with them without turning the moment into a speech. Awareness shouldn't make people feel like they have to perform illness in a way that is easy for others to digest. It should make the world more willing to hold the truth without editing it. Lupus is not just a ribbon. It's not just a fact sheet. It's not just a campaign month. It's lived inside bodies, homes, families, workspace, relationships, and quiet decisions that most people never see. So when we say, "Don't forget us," we're not saying keep talking about lupus every second. We are saying remember the person behind the message. Remember the mother resting before school pickup. Remember the worker pushing through a meeting while their joints hurt. Remember the friend who wants to come but cannot promise their body will cooperate. Remember the person who has been managing so much in silence because they don't want to be reduced to their diagnosis. People with lupus deserve to be seen in their fullness, not only when they're inspiring, not only when they're educating, not only when their story fits into a clean awareness caption. They deserve care when the story is messy, repetitive, inconvenienced, and still unfolding. Real support after Awareness Month is not always dramatic. It doesn't always come with a big gesture or perfect words. Sometimes it looks like remembering what someone told you in May and applying it in June. It looks like understanding that the lesson was not for the calendar. It was for the relationship. Support may look like making plans with flexibility built in. Instead of saying, "You always cancel," it sounds like, "Would it help if we kept this low pressure?" Instead of making someone explain their symptoms each time, it sounds like, "I know your energy can change. Let's make a plan that gives you room." Support may look like checking in without demanding a full update. A message that says, "Thinking of you today. No need to respond right away," can feel different from a message that expects someone to perform wellness. It lets the person know they are remembered without adding another task to their day. Support may look like believing someone before they reach the breaking point. That one matters deeply. Too often, people with lupus feel like they have to sound desperate before others take them seriously. They have to explain the pain, prove the fatigue, justify the canceled plan, or make the invisible visible enough for someone else to accept it. But support that lasts doesn't require someone to prove every limit. It learns, it listens, it remembers. It says, I may not see what your body is doing, but I believe you when you tell me. That kind of response can give a person back a little bit of energy they might have spent defending themselves. For families, support may mean sharing responsibilities differently during flare seasons. It may mean asking, what needs to come off your plate this week, instead of waiting until the person is completely overwhelmed. It may mean accepting that some days will require quiet, rest, and less conversation. For friends, support may mean not taking change plans personally. It may mean inviting the person anyway, but making it easy for them to say no. It may mean learning the difference between isolation and recovery. It may mean not disappearing just because the friendship no longer looks as spontaneous as it once did. For workplace, schools, and communities, support may mean flexibility, accommodations, and patience, and not treating someone's changing capacity as a lack of commitment. It may mean understanding that chronic illness requires systems, not sympathy alone. Real support is not about fixing lupus. No one is asking loved ones to cure what they cannot cure. But support can reduce the loneliness. It can reduce the explaining. It can reduce the shame. It can make daily life feel less like a private battle that no one else remembers once the campaign ends. At the beginning of a diagnosis, people may ask a lot of questions. How are you feeling? What did the doctor say? Are you okay? What do you need? But over time, the questions may slow down, not always because people stop caring, but because they assume they already know the story. That assumption can be painful. Lupus can change. Symptoms can shift. Treatment plans can change. Life circumstances can change. A person's emotional capacity can change. What was manageable last year may not be manageable now. What helps during one season may not be enough in another. There are also parts of lupus that people may never think to ask about. They may ask about pain, but not about the fear that comes before lab results. They may ask about medication, but not about the grief of needing it. They may ask if you're feeling better, but not what better even means in a body that may not return to the old baseline. People may stop asking about the relationship lupus has changed, the friendships that got quiet, the invitations that stopped coming, the guilt of needing help, the frustrations of explaining the same thing again, the sadness of being seen unreliable when you're actually working very hard to stay present. They may stop asking about the mental load, the appointment scheduling, the paperwork, the portal messages, the pharmacy calls, the insurance questions, the symptom tracking, the decision about whether something is urgent or just another hard day. That work doesn't always show, but it can take up so much space. And sometimes people stop asking about hope. Not the shiny kind, the real kind. The kind that has to be rebuilt after a flare, after a disappointing appointment, after a canceled plan, after another reminder that the body is not as predictable as we wish it could be. When people stop asking, the person with lupus may stop sharing, not because there is nothing to say, but because they don't want to burden anyone. They may think, they heard this before, or they won't understand, or I don't want to make everything about my illness, so they carry more privately. This is why one of the most loving things we can do after Awareness Month is keep asking better questions, not invasive questions, not questions that demand someone educate us while they are tired, but questions that open the door. What has been hardest lately? What support would actually help right now? Is there anything about lupus that people have stopped asking about that still affects you? Those questions say, I know your story is still unfolding. They say, I know May did not hold the whole truth. They say, I have not forgotten you are living this after the Awareness Month ends. If awareness is going to matter, it has to travel beyond the month. It has to become something we can carry into how we speak, how we plan, how we support, and how we show up. Otherwise, it becomes a moment instead of a movement. Carrying awareness forward means remembering that lupus is not always visible, but it is still real. It means not waiting for someone to look sick before you offer care. It means not treating a good day like proof that everything is fixed. It means not using someone's strength as a reason to leave them unsupported. It also means letting awareness become personal. Maybe you've learned this month that lupus fatigue is deeper than ordinary tiredness. Now, remember that when someone says they cannot come. Maybe you learned that symptoms can change from day to day. Good. Now remember that when someone's capacity shifts. Maybe you learned that people with lupus may need help advocating. Good. Now remember that when they have another appointment and could use support. For people living with lupus, carrying awareness forward may mean refusing to shrink your needs just because the month is ending. Your illness doesn't become less real when the campaign calendar changes. Your body doesn't need to justify itself again in June. Your need for rest, care, understanding, and support remains valid. It may also mean giving yourself permission to step away from awareness work when you need to. You don't have to educate everyone. You don't have to turn your diagnosis into content. You don't have to make your pain useful every day. Sometimes your job is to live, rest, heal, laugh, protect your peace, and let other people do some of the learning without asking you to carry all of it. For loved ones and listeners, carrying awareness forward means choosing consistency. It means checking in later. It means learning without making the person with lupus your only teacher. It means believing them. It means offering practical help. It means remembering that support should not expire when the hashtag stop trending. This is also where our tools matter. My Voice Ally can help you find language when you need to explain, ask, or set boundaries. My Flarecast can help you notice patterns when your body is changing. The paper trail can help you keep records from becoming scattered. These tools are not about making chronic illness neat. They're about giving you support in the real ongoing work of living with it. As we close Lupus Awareness Month, the message is simple, but it matters. Don't forget the people behind the purple. Don't forget the people behind the post. Don't forget the ones who are still living this after the Awareness Month ends. Set aside some quiet time this week with your journal. These prompts are meant to help you notice your direction, not judge your pace. When Lupus Awareness Month ends, what do you wish people would still remember about your life with lupus? Write it plainly. Don't make it sound polished. Let it be true. Are there places where you feel seen during Awareness Month, but forgotten afterwards? Think about family, friendships, work, community, healthcare, or even your own self-care. Write down where you need more consistent support. What is one way you can carry awareness forward for yourself after this month ends? Maybe it is asking for help, setting a boundary, preparing for an appointment, resting without apology, or reminding yourself that your needs are still valid when the public conversation gets quiet. What is one way you can carry awareness forward for yourself after this month ends? Maybe it is asking for help, setting a boundary, preparing for an appointment, resting without apology, or reminding yourself that your needs are still valid when the public conversation gets quiet. For our listeners' action plan, this week we're asking you to take 3 practical steps toward carrying lupus awareness beyond this month. Step 1. Choose one lesson you don't want to forget. Think about something you learned, felt, or understood more deeply during Lupus Awareness Month. It may be about invisible symptoms, fatigue, energy planning, long-term illness, or the need for support. Write it down in one clear sentence so it doesn't disappear when the month ends. Step 2. Turn awareness into one action. Choose one way to support someone living with lupus or another chronic illness. Offer a specific form of help. Check in without pressure. Make plans more flexible. Share a trusted resource, or learn more on your own without asking them to explain everything again. Step 3. Follow up after the month ends. Put a reminder on your calendar for 2 or 3 weeks from now. Reach out then, not because it is Awareness Month, but because their life still matters after the campaign is over. A simple message can say, "I know Lupus Awareness Month ended, but I haven't forgotten you." How can I support you this week? This episode is brought to you by My Voice Ally, an empowerment and illness tool created to help you find the words when chronic illness makes communication feel heavy. And now, a word from our sponsor. When Awareness Month ends, the conversation don't always end for the people living with lupus. You may still need to explain symptoms, ask for flexibility, set boundaries, prepare for appointments, or tell someone what support actually looks like. My Voice Ally helps you prepare language before you are met in the moment. Whether you need to say, I still need support, my symptoms are changing, I need to adjust this plan, or please don't assume I'm okay because I look okay. Having words ready can make the conversation feel less overwhelming. This isn't about proving yourself, it's about protecting your energy and making space for your voice to be heard. You deserve language that supports you when lupus makes conversation harder than it should be. For more exciting tools like My Voice Ally, My Flarecast, or the Paper Trail Medical Binder, check out our website at empowermentandillness.com. That's empowermentandillness.com. Be prepared. Don't panic. And now, back to the show. Before we leave, I would like to close with a special portion of the show I call Healing Heartbeats. This is where we allow ourselves to wallow in sorrow. Give yourself 3 minutes to laugh, cry, scream, cuss, or just sit in silence. Whatever you need to do to feel it, do it. Let the depression in for only 3 minutes. Once you reach 3 minutes, compartmentalize it and get back to living. This is a rinse and repeat behavior. You cannot let depression take over, because when it does, it will not let go. When we hear about the passing of someone, they have the day they were born and the day they pass away. There is a dash in the middle. It's not a long line, but a short dash. That dash represents your life. Go live in spite of having a chronic illness. Don't let your condition stop you. As Lupus Awareness Month comes to a close, I want us to hold on to this. Awareness shouldn't disappear just because the month changes. People with lupus are still living, adjusting, resting, advocating, grieving, laughing, parenting, working, loving, and trying to make sense of their bodies after the purple post slows down. If you are living with lupus, your needs are not seasonal. You deserve care in May, and you deserve care every month after. You deserve to be believed when you say your body is struggling. You deserve support that doesn't require you to keep proving that lupus is still part of your life. If you love someone with lupus, don't let your support end with awareness campaign. Remember them after the month ends. Check in when no one is posting. Offer help when there's no public reminder. Let your care become consistent enough that they don't have to wonder if they've been forgotten. Remember, you have the strength, the heart, and the support to continue your journey. Be safe.